What's up, everyone? This is Roots of Black, once again bringing you the Septuagint. Now, the newer videos are coming from the Accordion Folder Study Guide. I'm on a smaller tablet, so usually when I do the introduction of it, the picture's in the background. Once the bigger tablet is charged, of course, I will go back to that there. Hopefully, I don't pull out something from the folder that I need the big tablet for. So far, it hasn't. So, because like I say, the way the tablet is set up, it's more for the whole course of studying and other things. This one is more for just screen recording from where I am, and it's mostly for you know, which app I'm already on. So I'm already on the app and the Bible. Well, let me stop saying that. It's not the Bible because we don't. It's not the Bible version. We're the Septuagint, the scriptures. The word of the Most High. That's what it is. And what got pulled out was something that is actually pretty well. Everything that comes out of the study guide is amazing. What we have been doing for months is beyond comprehension. So it's about to be given to the whole entire earth, even though that no one cares about the book, because if they did, then we wouldn't have, the light or the earth wouldn't be what it is. And of course, YouTube is going to suppress us because we're shadow banned there. We're going to be shadow banned on the majority of all of the social media sites soon. I mean, all of them, every single one of them. We're going to be banned. We're going to be shadow banned from them soon. Seeing it happen right before our eyes with how certain things were we were getting a bunch of views and then we're not anymore. So it's just not YouTube. I mean, these other ones, Rumble is going to be next. You already know that the investment in Rumble, they're going to take it over and it's going to turn into uh, a shadow banning platform just like YouTube. So far, the BlackTube and BitChute, they haven't suppressed me yet, but it probably will be coming soon. Still, the Earth is getting worse by the day. I'm not talking about human beings. We've always been wicked. Slavery been existing forever. Murderers forever. They have giants eating people. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about hiding truth and bringing out wickedness. That is more prevalent than ever now because you're amongst the wicked of the wicked. The most wicked ones that ever existed are amongst you now. So that means that the systems that they're developing that they have are going to be to destroy everyone, every single human being that exists. That's just what it is. So what got pulled out of there was you're going to see it here, kings, or we call it Samuel's, because it's just four kings, but one that says Samuel, then it says King one, Kings two, but we're going to call it what it is. It's Samuel slash Kings, and this is you know First Kings, First Samuel right here. That's what it is. It's King one right here. All right, so this is chapter 28. And it came to pass in those days that the Philistines gathered themselves together with their armies to go out and to fight with Israel. And and Anchius said to David, "Know surely that thou go forth to battle with me, thou and thy men." And David says to Anchius, "Thus now thou shalt know what thy servant will do." And Anchius said to David, "So will I make thee captain of my bodyguards continually." And Samuel died. Okay. And all of Israel, lamented. It's a lamentation for him. And they buried him in his city in Ar, he's like Arma Thumaya, the aim. That says, Arma the aim. I guess that's how you pronounce it. And Saul had removed those who had in them divining spirits. I'm about to bust your this verse is about to bust all your heads open. I am so glad this got pulled out. Oh, I am so glad this got pulled out. And the wizards out of the land, and the Philistines, assembled themselves. So all the wizards, because there were people casting spells and people who had divining spirits with them, have been removed from the land. Because the Most High told you, anyone that has a divining spirit, kill them on sight. So, and we're going to find out why. And it says, and it's crazy too, because I was just discussing this passage, this chapter of Samuel with some people. I was just discussing this 2 days ago, and it got pulled out of there. I was just discussing this of how powerful this 28 is, and you're about to see it yourself. The wizards out of the land, and the Philistines assembled themselves and come and encamp in. Oops, all right, my bad. I don't know if you heard that. That was my dryer going off. And Sonam, and Saul gathered all the men of Israel, and they encamped in Jelbold. And Saul saw the camp of the Philistines, and he was alarmed, and his heart was greatly dismayed. And Saul inquired of the Lord, and the Lord answered him not by dreams, nor by manifestations, nor by prophets. So, they didn't answer him. And Saul said to his servant, seek for me a woman who has in her divining spirit. Most of the people who had divining spirits, like Cleo that you see on TV, they're women. Just want you to know that. So be wary. Be very wary. And I will go to her and inquire of her. And his servant said to him, behold, there is a woman who has in her the divining spirit at a Endor. So this is it right here. And Saul disguised himself and put on other raiment, of a non-king. And he goes, and two men with him, and they come to the woman by night. And he said to her, divine to me, I pray thee, by the divining spirit within thee, and bring up to me whom I shall name to thee. All right. So Saul is talking to Cleo, basically, asking her to channel this person. And it says, and the woman said to him, behold, now thou knowest what Saul has done. How has he cut off those that had in them divining spirits and the wizards from the land? And why dost thou spread a snare for my life to destroy it? And Saul swore to her and said, as the Lord live, no injury shall come upon thee for this account. So he hid himself and tried to pretend that he wasn't who he was. She knew because she has the divining spirit, because the spirit told her who that was. All right. So her spirit told her that that's Saul, that's the damn king, and he kills people like you. And so she made sure to tell him. And the woman saw Samuel. Okay. And it said, bring up to thee and bring, okay, I skipped it. And swore to her and said, as the Lord live, no injury shall come upon thee on this account. And the woman said, whom shall I bring up to thee? Who shall I bring up to thee? I'm about to hurt all of you guys' feelings with your wicked doctrine. I keep on telling you, you better pay attention to this, to these Christians and their wickedness that they're bringing to this earth. And it says, who shall I bring up to thee? And he said, bring up to me. Okay, we're going to read this again. Who shall I bring up to thee? And he said, bring up to me Samuel. Okay, so bam. Did you get it? Did you see it? And the woman saw Samuel and cried out loud, cried out with a loud voice. She messed up. And the woman said to Saul, why hast thou deceived me? For thy art Saul. Right there. To I know who you are. Why you try to deceive me? And the king said to her, fear not, tell me who thou hast seen. This is why she said, like, you trick me. You're trying to get me killed. Like, even now, she already said you knew who he was and this and that. Like, now she like, I really need, like, no, like, you really here to kill me. And then the woman said to him, I saw gods ascending out of the earth. Wow. That's gangster right there. And he said to her, what did thou perceive? And she said to him, a upright man ascending out of the earth, and he was clothed with a mantle. And Saul knew this was Samuel. And he stood with his face to the earth and did obedience to him. So she brought Samuel where? From out of the earth. This is the beloved one of the Most High. Now, I am about to hurt all of your feelings, and I don't care because I need to tell you the truth. No one is going to heaven. When you die, you're going to Hades. All of us. Every single one of us. You're not righteous enough to dwell in heaven. Who the hell do you think you are? This is bananas. If you go back and you look in the Messiah, everybody reiterates that you're not going to heaven. I can't believe that wicked doctrine of them damn, like I told you, Catholic means universal. Those people, that pagans and all their religions, and the Christos right there, one day we're going to talk about that. And the Christos, they believed in the kingdom of heaven and all this coming down on the earth, and we're going to go fly up and blah, blah, blah. That has never, ever been said. Ever been said, not one time by the Most High or the Messiah. It has not been said. It's been not every single one of the prophets and everyone and the Most High, King David, the Messiah, all of them says that you're going down to Hades. You're going down. And you don't believe me? What did he say? He says, what is, when the apostles asked him, what is death like? Death is like unto sleep. That's what she was in heaven when you die. If death is like unto sleep. You don't know where you are. You know you dream. That's the state you're going to be in when you die. You're going to be there. Look, it says brought up Samuel. Brought up Samuel. Out of the out, up, not down, up. You think you can summon someone from the Most High? You actually think you can do that? You actually believe that you can summon someone from heaven to here? You're absolutely bananas. You're absolutely bananas. All of them. Go look. King David said, you're going to save my soul from out of Hades. You're going to bring me up from Hades. You won't leave my soul in Hades. Abraham said, I'm going to go to Hades as an old man and a hurt, sorrowful soul. Abraham, Jacob, Isaac, all of them, every single one. The Messiah, you're not going to heaven. You better try your hardest on this earth to do what is correct because there is no heaven for no one. No one, no one, no one, no one. You're not going to heaven. And if the Lord lets me live long enough, oh, we're going to prove that through the Old, the New, the Messiah, everything. We're going to prove that no one goes to heaven. Not a single person, except for Enoch and Elijah. But we're not going. That's two different. That's a whole different conversation right there. But the rest of us peons, we're all in Hades. Even Moses. Moses is down there chilling, waiting to be brought back up too. And he was beloved. He was a friend of the Most High. A friend of the Most High. He's down there with everyone else. I can't believe that anyone believed in that heaven thing. When I heard that when I was a kid, it sounded good. But as I started reading it myself, there is no mention of that. And at least through the Messiah. Listen, I'm not. That's going to get touched later. That's going to get touched later because someone's going to come up and say something, and I'm going to be ready for you if you want to play me with that. For all of you that are listening, if you're trying to play me with that, I'm ready. I'm letting you know this. I'm ready for you because I already know what you're going to bring up. That's a damn lie. I'm telling you now, it's a damn lie. Go back and look. They all say come up. We just saw right here that Samuel came up. Do you know who Samuel is? Do you know who Samuel is? Samuel wasn't with the Most High. He came up from the dirt, from out of the ground. Samuel. You know Samuel was super beloved, but he picked David. Do you not understand how much Samuel was beloved by the Most High? I can't. Why do you? All right, so let's keep reading. And Saul, okay, so he stood before his face of the earth and did obedience to him. Even Saul knew. Like, I need you to understand. Saul knows not to do this. He still was afraid because it's Samuel. Man, listen to me. He did obedience to Samuel, not the Most High, not any angel, this and that. He did obedience to Samuel. He fell on his face to Samuel. Did- Man, do you not understand how deep that is right there? That he did obedience to Samuel. And Samuel said, "Why hast thou troubled me that I should come up?" Up. Oh my God, how? How? This is Samuel. He didn't say that I should come down. He said that I should come up, up, up. So where is he? If he's coming up, that means he's down. How? Like this does it. None of this stuff makes any sense. I am so glad this got pulled out. I am so glad because, like I say, I'm going to. I don't care what you feel. We're reading this. We're reading this. That's why I keep telling people this is not for interpretation. This is what it is. It says right there. It says, "Why hast thou troubled me that I should come up?" He must have, if he came up, then he must be down. You already know that. And Saul said, "I am greatly distressed, and the Philistines were against me, and God has departed from me, and no longer hearkens to hear me either by the hand of prophets or by dreams." So we know that the Most High comes to you by what? Your dreams. We know this, many times because of Joseph himself. But yeah, it even tells you test the dreams because you don't know they come from me. So he's telling you this. And it says, "And now I have called thee to tell me what shall I do." And Samuel said, "Why askest thou me where the Lord has departed from thee and taken part with thy neighbor?" Like, yeah, the Lord didn't is not hearkening to you. Why are you asking me? Because so two things. He's not the Lord, so why are you asking him? Second thing is that Samuel is beloved by the Lord, the father's the Lord. So I'm going to say the same thing he says. If it is what it is, like there's going to be nothing different between me and the Lord. Nothing. You do know Samuel was raised in the temple since he was like 1 or 2 years old. Like 2 or 3. Between 2 and 3 years old, Samuel was raised to be a priest from the very beginning of his existence. His mother prayed for him to be born. That she told the Most High that she's going to deliver him right to him. You do know who Samuel is, right? No, no, no. Seriously, do know who Samuel is, right? You do know that Samuel was sent to his mother, right? You do know that, right? You know that she got Samuel from the Most High. She Y'all better read this book, man. Y'all better read this book and see who these people are and why they're so important. Because you're gonna meet them again if you're lucky. You're gonna meet all of them again. You're gonna meet all of them again. Every single one of them. "And the Lord has done to thee as the Lord spoke by me, and the Lord will rend thy kingdom out of thy hand, and will give it unto thy neighbor David." Because we were talking about like you already been given to your neighbor. Like, what do you mean? Doesn't belong to you anymore. It's just like this is already known. "And because thou did not hearken to the voice of the Lord, and did not excuse his fierce anger upon Amalek, therefore the Lord has done these things to thee this day. And the Lord shall deliver Israel with thee into the hands of the Philistines. And tomorrow thou shalt," and it says, "thou and thy sons shall fall, and the Lord shall deliver the army of Israel to the hands of the Philistines." And Saul instantly fell at full length upon the earth. So he just fainted and was gratefully afraid because of the words of Samuel, because everybody know who Samuel was. And it says, "And there was no longer any strength in him, for he had eaten no bread all of that day and all of the night." So he fasted because that's what the Lord told you to do at a time of crisis, but it's not going to help him. And it says, "And the woman went to Saul and saw that he was greatly, disquieted. And she said to him, Behold, now thy handmaid, and hearken to thy voice, and I have put my life in thy hands, and I have heard the words which thou hast spoken to me. And now hearken and pray to thee that the voice of thy handmaid, and I will set forth thee morsels of bread and eat, and thou shalt be strengthened, for thou wilt go on thy way. But he would not eat. So his servants and the woman constrained him, and he hearkened to their voice, and rose up from the earth, and sat upon a bench. And the woman had a fat heifer in the house, and she hastened and slew it. And they took the meal, and they kneaded it, and breads and leaven and cakes. And she brought the meat before Saul and his servants, and they ate and rose and departed by night. So he already knew his fate. So he basically was going to give it up, and just just die right there, and just deal with it, because there's nothing that can be done. So you just realized that you just found out. I may have pointed it out, but these are not my words. That it said, "Come up," many times. Up. Summon him up to me. And then he said, "Why did you bring me up?" I'm sorry to hurt your feelings if this was a part of your doctrine, but you're not going to heaven. I'm not going to heaven. No one's going to heaven. No one. No one. No one. No one. Like I say, Enoch and Elijah are two different people. We're going to talk about them one of these days. We're going to talk about them too one of these days if I live long enough. They're different. They're the only ones. The rest of us are going to Hades. We're going down to the pit. All of us are going down there. I'm sorry, except for the last generation. Because they're not going to die. Their life is going to be worse than death. So, yeah, if we are the last generation here, good luck to all of you. You're going to need it. You're going to need it. Oh, it's going to be worse than death. So, as you see, you don't go to heaven. That's one verse that's proving that you don't go to heaven. But there's many of them. They're all throughout this book. Like they say, history is littered with the truth, because they changed and rewrote history, but there's still truths involved in history. The Septuagint is one of the littering of truths in your history. This is because most of your history, I'm telling you, majority of all of your history is false. All of it. So you have to go in and find. That's why you need discernment. That's why you need to ask the Most High for discernment, so you can start to see the deception of what's going on. So you can get knowledge, and you won't be destroyed by having lack of it, because that's what's going on. If you believe that you're going to die and go to heaven and yada yada yada, then you're not going to study hard. You're not going to go at life hard, because once you're gone, you can't change. You can't change what happened. It's done. You already It's a stop process. That's why they teach you about the heaven doctrine, to give you hope, and then you're thinking that you're not going to do anything. If you understand life fully, that this is your opportunity now. There's no later. That's why it says that you don't know when your end or the end is going to come. So keep your head in the word. So you're always supposed to be every day getting your head in the word to becoming a better person, because you never know when you're going to die. You don't. And then once that part is done, you're done. And that's the stopping point. So whatever you did at that moment of death, that's where you're going to be judged. And no, you're not going to heaven. No one's going there. And like I said, we're going to prove that through many passages. This is one. This is just one. This is just one passage of the many. There's so many. There's so many. Like I say, read King David. Just read Psalms. Read. Just go through Psalms. You'll see it. You'll see it through David itself. David will tell you through himself, but there's many more passages. But Psalms, it's short. Psalms is short. You can easily read that book. Read it. Go read it. You'll see. You're not going. No one's going. No one's going to heaven. No one. No one's going there. So you better do what you can right now. You better do what you can right now. You better do that law. You better do them commandments. You better read this book. You better get smarter, because you don't know when you're going to die. This is the manna from the Most High, from the heavens. Hallelujah.